And read Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1.
And the Lord called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Okay, the tabernacle, remember that's where the Spirit of the Lord was dwelling at. It was the movable church. Do everybody understand that? The Spirit of God was not dwelling among the nation of Israel at this time because of their sins. So in order for them to be in the presence of God, they had to go to the tabernacle. Do everybody understand that? So the tabernacle is like a tent church. Everybody got that, right? What you would call a tent church. Read verse 1 one more time.
And the Lord called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle.
Okay, because that's where his spirit was dwelling. The spirit was dwelling in the tabernacle. Read on.
Of the congregation.
Of the congregation. Read on.
Saying.
Read on.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Come on.
And say unto them.
Read on.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
So this is talking about how to deal with the Lord concerning offerings. Do everybody understand that? What the Lord was doing, he was giving the order of how to appear before him, which is very important. Of how to appear before him when you bring in your offering. Do everybody understand that? Read it again.
Verse 2.
Come on.
Speaking to the children of Israel.
Read on.
And saying to them.
Read on.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
If you bring an offering offering unto the Lord. Read on.
You shall bring your offering.
Read on.
Of the cattle.
So he letting you know at that time what was supposed to be offered. Okay. What would please him as an offering and what would not please him as an offering. Do everybody understand that? Read on.
Even of the herd and of the flock.
So what would please him as an offering? And what else? Okay, let me hear y'all in unison. What would please him as an offering? And what else? Get the book of Micah chapter 6. Micah chapter 6. It's important to know what to offer to God. Everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Micah chapter 6, verse 6. We're going to start there. If they come in the Baptist church and want to offer a pork sandwich to the Lord, is he going to accept that? Huh? What about some ham hocks? I brought this to the church and want to offer this to God, right? So you got to know what to offer to God or what is accepted by God as an offering. That's what this Leviticus chapter 1 is going to. Read Micah chapter 6, verse 6, please.
Wherewith shall I come before the Lord?
Yeah, in other words, he's saying, how? How shall I come before the Lord? What am I going to come with to please him? Do everybody understand that? Now, people be bringing plates to church and all that. I brought a plate to the Lord. Full of damn pork ribs, right? Read it one more time.
Wherewith shall I come before the Lord?
Read on.
And bow myself before the high God.
Yeah, how am I going to come before the Lord and offer up an offering to the high God? Read on.
Shall I come before him with burnt offerings?
Read on.
With calves of a year old?
Yeah, should I come before him with burnt offerings and the calves of a year old, which is a question mark? That's a question. Read on.
Would the Lord be pleased?
Read it again.
Would the Lord be pleased?
Read it one more time.
Would the Lord be pleased?
Read on.
With thousands of rams?
Yeah, is that going to make God happy? Read on.
Or with 10,000s of rivers of oil?
Read on.
Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression?
Yeah, should I offer up my firstborn child for my sins? So this is why it's important, again, for there to be a chapter in the Bible where the Lord make known what is the offerings and how to come before him and how to offer these things up. Do everybody understand that? Okay, because people will start going off. They'll start offering their sons. They'll start offering pork sandwiches. They'll start offering like Cain. They'll start offering fruit rather than what God required. Do everybody understand? You just can't offer God what you want. You got to offer God what he wants. What did the Bible say? Will thou be pleased with thousands of rams? Let's go from there. Give me the book of, hold that and give me the book of Baruch. The book of Baruch in the Apocrypha. Chapter 4. When you come to the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, the goal is you're supposed to come to learn about God. What's pleasing to God, how to please God, so you can be saved by God. Do everybody understand that? What's not pleasing to God, what makes God angry. Do everybody understand that? Let's go to the book of Baruch in the Apocrypha, chapter 4. And we're going to start at the 4th verse. Baruch chapter 4, verse 4. Read it.
O Israel.
Read it again.
O Israel.
Who was the Lord talking to?
Israel.
Read on.
Happy are we.
Read it again.
Happy are we.
Read on.
For things that are pleasing to
The
God.
things that are what?
Pleasing to God.
Read on.
Are made known unto us.
This is what all these chapters are for, all the significance of it. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Let's go back to the book of Micah chapter 6. We happy because we know what pleases God. And in pleasing God, God is going to make what? You happy. Everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Okay, you got to please God. That means you got to follow his commandments. You got to follow his way. Leviticus chapter 1 says what? Speak unto the children of Israel and let them know that this is the offering. When you bring an offering unto the Lord, this is how you do it. Everybody got that? Micah chapter 6, verse 6. Let's read it again from the top.
Wherewith shall I come before the Lord?
Yeah, how am I going to come before the Lord to please God? Read on.
And bow myself before the high God.
What am I going to offer the Lord? Read on.
Shall I come before him with burnt offerings?
Read on.
With calves of a year old?
Read on.
Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams?
Read on.
Or with 10,000s of rivers of oil?
I'm talking about olive oil. Read on.
Shall I give my firstborn
Read on.
for my transgression?
Read on.
The fruit of my body?
Read on.
For the sin of my soul?
Let's go from there and let's get an example of how you come before the Lord. What happens when you come before the Lord with the right offering and the wrong offering? Let's get the story of Cain and Abel. Cable. Thinking about Time Warner, right? Abel and Cain. Get Genesis chapter 4. Genesis chapter 4. Genesis chapter 4. And we're going to start at the first verse with Cain and Abel, bringing offerings to God, which they already had the law like Israel is getting at this time from Moses. Cain and Abel got it from Adam. So it was already known what would please God, what would be the offering that would please God. What we're going to find out when we read this story is one of them, the righteous one of them, brought the offering that was going to please God, and the wicked one of them brought an offering that wasn't pleasing to God. Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. Read that for me, please.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife.
Read on.
And she conceived.
Read on.
And bare Cain.
Read on.
And said,
Read on.
I've got a man from the Lord.
Okay, Cain is the wicked one. Do everybody understand that? Okay, the devil was going to take over Cain, and it's taking over Cain. So the devil is completely adverse to God. He's the adversary to God. Everything God don't want, that's what the devil is going to do. Do everybody understand that? Read that one more time.
Verse 1.
Come on.
And Adam knew his wife, and Adam knew Eve, his wife.
Come on.
And she conceived and bare Cain and said,
Come on.
I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Read on.
And she again bare his brother Abel.
Okay, Abel is the righteous one. Read on.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Read it again.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Read on.
But Cain,
Read it again. Read on.
was a tiller of the ground.
Yeah, he was like farming the crops. Do everybody understand that? And Abel was a shepherd. He kept the flocks. He kept the sheep and the cattle. Read on.
Verse 3.
Come on.
And in process of time, it came to pass.
Come on.
That Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering.
What?
An offering.
What?
An offering.
Read on.
Unto the Lord.
Now let's go back and look at Leviticus chapter 1, just so we can get a clear idea. Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 1. Hold that where you at in Genesis chapter 4. Cain brought of the fruit of a ground as an offering unto the Lord. What is pleasing to God? What did God make known that he want as an offering to him? This is where Leviticus chapter 1 comes in at, okay? And like I said, even though this is being given to Israel during this time through Moses, Adam let his sons know the proper laws that God said is supposed to be followed. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 1 and let's read verse 1 again. Leviticus chapter 1 and 1. Read that for me, please.
And the Lord called unto Moses.
Read on.
And spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
Saying,
Read on.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Read on.
And say unto them,
Read on.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
Read that one more time.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
Read it again.
If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord.
Read on.
Ye shall bring.
Read it again.
Ye shall bring.
Read one more time.
Ye shall bring.
Read it again.
Ye shall bring.
Read one more time.
Ye shall bring.
Read it again.
Ye shall bring.
Read on.
No offering.
Come on.
Of the cattle.
Read on.
Even of the herd.
Read on.
And of the flock.
So did God already clearly detail what to bring as an offering unto him? I want to hear everybody. Did God say what he want as an offering unto him? I want to hear everybody. Did God say what he want as an offering unto him? What does he want? What does he want? Let's go back to Genesis chapter 4. In Genesis chapter 4, and we're going to start at the 3rd verse again. Genesis chapter 4, verse 3, so we get understanding of what was going on with Cain and Abel. Genesis chapter 4, verse 3. Read it.
And in process of time,
read on.
It came to pass.
Come on.
That Cain brought of the fruit of the ground.
The what?
The fruit of the ground.
Read on.
An offering unto the Lord.
Everybody see that? Huh? Read on.
And Abel.
Read again.
And Abel.
Read on.
He also brought of the firstlings of his flock.
Read on.
And of the fat thereof.
Read on.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel.
Read it again.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel.
Read on.
And to his offering.
Now, why did the Lord respect Abel in his offering? Because Abel was following the commandment. Right? He was giving God what God said he wants. Is that clear to everybody? Read that one more time. Tell them what verse you in.
Verse 4.
Read it again.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof.
Read on.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Read on.
But unto Cain,
read on.
And unto his offering,
into what?
His offering,
into what?
His offering,
read on.
He had not respect.
Do everybody understand that? Everybody see that? Why he had no respect for Cain and his offering? Because it was not according to the commandment. Do everybody understand? Which tells us what? You can't just give God what you want to give God. You got to give God what the Lord is telling you to give him. You got to follow his commandments. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Read on.
And Cain was very wroth.
And read it one more time.
And Cain was very wroth.
Read on.
And his countenance fell.
And his countenance fell. He was very angry that the Lord said, what are you doing, Cain? You coming to God with a sin. The scriptures also tell you that the sacrifices of the wicked is an abomination to God. Everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Let's go from there. Give me 1 Peter's. 1 Peter's chapter 1. So this is important for us to know because the things that's written aforetime was written for our learning. It's important to us to know that we got to come before God with the right sacrifices, the right offerings, in order to get respect from God, in order to be accepted by God. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? All right, let's go from there to 1 Peter's. The book of 1 Peter's. We're going to start at chapter 1, verse 17. 1 Peter's chapter 1, verse 17. Read it.
And if you call on the Father.
Read it one more time.
And if you call on the Father.
Read on.
Who without respect of person.
Read on.
Judges according to every man's work.
Read it again.
Judges according to every man's work.
Read on.
Past the time of your sojourning here in fear.
Yeah, what is God going to be looking at? He's going to be, when you call upon the Lord, he's going to be looking to see whether you keeping his commandments or not, without respect of persons. He's going to judge according to what? Your works. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Or are you doing what you want to do? Let's go from there and let's get the book of Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3. When you find out the instructions from God, you follow them. The Lord said, be not angry or let not the sun go down upon your wrath. You follow that. Whatever God tells you, when you're doing the opposite, you ain't going to get no respect from God. Colossians chapter 3, we're going to start at the 23rd verse. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Read that.
And whatsoever you do,
read on.
Do it heartily.
Yeah, you do it with your whole heart. Okay, that's how you're supposed to serve the Lord, with your whole heart. Everybody understand that? That's the first commandment. Read it one more time.
And whatsoever you do,
read on.
Do it heartily.
Do it what?
Heartily.
Read on.
As to the Lord.
Read on.
And not unto men.
Read on.
Knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
Read on.
For ye serve the Lord Christ.
You serve the Lord Christ. Read on.
But he that doeth wrong.
Yeah, but if you ain't going to serve God, if you ain't going to keep his commandments, if you're not going to do what is your duty to do, what you was born to do, which is keep God's commandments, and you decide to do wrong, if you're not going to do what God wants, but you're going to do what you want, then you're doing wrong. And he that doeth wrong, read on,
shall receive
read on,
for the wrong which ye have done.
read on.
And there is no respect of person.
Let's go.